Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel Leadership as Performance. I am Marco, Professor of Leadership at the University of Southern California in Los Angeles. Today's question is, what can bees teach you about leadership? The other day I was walking the dog with my son Hurley. We were having our chat as usual in the morning, and as we were passing by some bushes, he said, "Dad, why don't you make a video about bees and leadership?" I was a little bit surprised by what he was saying, and I asked, why bees and leadership? And he said, well, although they don't live very long, just a few weeks, they have a very sophisticated leadership system.
The honeybee is one of the most collaborative insects in the world. Each hive is comprised of thousands of bees working together in order to build and sustain a colony. Within the colony, each bee has a specific role to play, a job, if you will. These are jobs like foraging for food, tending to young larvae, and building a honeycomb.
So I came home and I started looking into it, and I realized that actually he was right. It's a very sophisticated system, and there's actually a book on this called The Wisdom of Bees by Michael O'Malley. And in the book, he connects bees with leadership in organizations. He talks about 3 lessons that I would like to develop here today. Lesson number 1 is delegating. Lesson number 2 is keeping it short and simple, KISS. And lesson number 3 is planning for the future. So let's delve into it. Lesson 1, delegating. Bees don't rely on one leader to handle everything. The queen bee actually delegates. She delegates to her workers who make their own decisions based on their surroundings. The queen bee doesn't micromanage. This is something we can learn from bees. If we have a team, it is important that we delegate and we let them perform on their own. It is important that we give them enough room for them to accomplish what they're supposed to accomplish. This has a very good impact in the morale of the team. They will feel better about themselves and about their accomplishments, and also, of course, for the efficiency of the team. Lesson 2, keeping it short and simple. Bees communicate efficiently. When one bee finds nectar, she lets the other bees know that there's nectar through a dance. The dance is very precise and indicates where this nectar is. It is not overdone, it is just exactly the right dance so that they can find easily where to go. This is definitely a lesson we can learn for leadership. When you are in a team, and let's say you're in a meeting, instead of discussing all these different things in a very heavy, convoluted way, why don't we focus on the key points? It is with those clear key points that we can actually accomplish something. People understand better when the information is summarized and it's clear. So in order to have a team, an efficient team, an effective team performing well what they're supposed to perform, you have to keep communication clear. You have to keep it short and simple. And lesson number 3 is planning for the future. Bees are strategic. When they find a new source of nectar, they don't rush all at the same time to the source of nectar. They go one at a time, making sure the source of nectar lasts. This is something we can learn from bees. In a leadership setting where you have a team and you have a new project, instead of rushing to this new project because it sounds very promising, you go slowly. You assess the strengths and the weaknesses, the opportunities and the threats. You look at the long-term and the short-term gains, and you plan and you go accordingly. I would have never imagined that bees could teach us lessons about leadership. So next time you find yourself micromanaging your team, remember the bees and delegate. Next time you find yourself writing a very long and complicated email, remember the bees and keep it short and simple. And next time you find yourself rushing into a project to move on to the next one, remember the bees and save for the future. Go slowly, plan. Thank you very much. Please subscribe. I will see you next time. Bye.